GTA Game Day Express is back. Save gas and avoid parking hassles as the Jaguars take on the Jets this Sunday. Let them do the driving with multiple locations around town and passes starting at just $10 on the MyJTA app. To learn more, visit jtafla.com. That's jtafla.com. It's 66 degrees at 2 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
We have made it to Friday, ladies and gentlemen, and that means another Jaguars game day right around the corner as the New York Jets come to town, led by rookie Brady Cook. So this Jacksonville Jaguars defense is going to be able to feast if it wants to. I saw this stat today, Tom and Taylor. The Jaguars have allowed the second fewest points in all of the NFL at Everbank Stadium this year. The Rams lead the league. Now, the one caveat to that stat is when you say home games. Notice I said at Everbank Stadium. I didn't say home games because what happened in London, the defense got destroyed. But still, if you look at it overall at home, this Jaguars team does play really well at Everbank Stadium. Good luck, Brady Cook. Actually, no. I don't want to.
Don't let him cook, but eat anyway.
Well, good, because last year that storyline was completely opposite. They couldn't win at home. They looked terrible at home. And so that was one of the things that preseason were like, win the home games. Like, that's one of the things that teams do, and the good teams. You go back to last year when you're talking about the Buffalo Bills. I don't think the Bills or Chiefs lost at home last year. I think those are the two teams that did not lose at home. All of the teams that went deep into the playoffs lost no or one game at home. That's a big piece of making it a successful season, and that's something they've been able to do this year.
Yeah, 5-2 at home, 9-4 overall. This is a team, though, the Jets coming in, like, you know, you expect to beat them.
At home being because one game in London,
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But you expect them to beat up on them pretty good. I got them winning by a lot. I mean, I put it out there earlier, 37-10. Like, I think our offense, by the way, is number one in the AFC since week 9, third overall in scoring. How about that for our offense? Like, we haven't seen that in a long time, right? Yeah, great turnaround. I was seeing how the last 3 weeks, Trevor's yards per attempt are 8.1 and above. That he's never been that high, at least not recently. So it's just things like everything's ascending. Now, you got to stay focused, right? You can't overlook. You got to bring the same energy. I'm looking at the O-line. Like, once again, like, you guys lead it. Come out fired up. Come out physical, and everything will fall into place because they'll come in. You know, they're gonna want to hurt us. They're gonna want to be like, hey, let's be a disruptor, let's be a spoiler, let's screw things up in their own division by giving them a loss. They'll come in fired up, but if you meet that intensity right off the bat, that wind in that sail will, it'll start coming down.
Especially if you get an interception on the very first play that the defense is out there, like what happened a week ago, and that was with Daniel Jones still on the field before he tore his Achilles.
That's right.
Yeah, I think Liam Cohen, he's preached it all week long. It's his job and it's the job of the rest of the staff to have this team ready. I think he also looks to the leaders on this team to have them ready. Yeah. To me, the biggest thing, to your point, Tom, about the Jets coming in fired up, I just want this team that's getting really healthy at this point in the season, I want them to stay healthy. I mean, we saw as soon as Trevor Lawrence went on the injury report on Wednesday with an ankle injury and he was limited, I think people started to get a little nervous. Obviously, he's perfectly fine. Liam said that today. But you do want to make sure that Trevor Lawrence is perfectly healthy for the rest of the season and, of course, potentially the postseason.
Well, I mean, look, you've all been on teams, right?
Yep.
Yeah, bad teams. Our first year, we were 4-12. During the week sucked, but Sunday, we're ready to go. Like, it's like, man, I can't wait.
Because you want another victory Monday.
Yeah. Well, and you just get to play in the NFL. You play a football game. I mean, it's like you worked all week for it. It's so much better during the week when you're winning. It doesn't feel like a job. It's not as hard. It just comes easier.
That sounds similar to this job.
Yeah, right. Want to do more. Want to do more. So, but they'll come in. They got enough players that if you don't come, focused and prepared, which I expect our Jags to, they can still beat you. It's still any given Sunday. Yeah. I mean, they beat Atlanta for what it's worth. Recently. It was a close game, but I guess Tampa's no good anymore because they got taken care of last night. That was wild. But you know what I mean? You don't know how the as the season goes, but we expect to beat this team, But again, they got NFL players. I'm looking forward to talking to Anthony Beck, the former tight end, because what are the highlights? We know Breece Hall. He's a very good running back. Mm-hmm. His numbers in ETN are pretty similar, running and catching. So he's really good. Their return guys on special teams are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Isaiah Williams, the punt returner, has got, just like P-Wash, got a couple touchdown returns. He's averaging 15 a return. He's the main guy. Their kicker, Folk, been forever.
Yeah.
It's almost like a folklore, no pun intended. But, you know what I mean? He's been around forever. It actually needs 2 kicks to get to 200. Ties for Pat Leahy for the team, the franchise record. So, they got guys that can hurt you.
You went
just
to
gotta
special
make sure.
teams.
Yeah. We've been there.
I mean, listen,
we
no, I know, but,
We've been there
think about this. A punt return for a touchdown can turn a whole game around.
Oh, yeah.
A long return on kickoff flips the field. You know what I mean? So, just got to make sure that that doesn't hurt us on Sunday.
Who is their backup quarterback? Because Justin Fields is not going to play. Tyrod Taylor's not going to play. I've been trying to figure out who they have, but I couldn't figure it out at this point in time. Yeah. If Brady Cook gets, beaten up just a little bit, gets cooked a little bit, I don't know who would come in for the Jets, but we can certainly ask Anthony. I'm sure he'll have more information on that.
Well, so it says, just by a quick look, Isaiah Williams is a potential emergency
option.
Their
return man.
Okay, yeah.
And every team obviously has the emergency.
Tight end Stone Smart.
Okay, Tyler Warren was the emergency quarterback for the Colts.
Right.
I wonder, would Jacoby Myers be the emergency quarterback for the Jaguars?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Since they have that experience.
I can see that.
Played before, but I know Logan Cook also played quarterback, I want to say, in high school. So there could be Liam Cohen. Is he an option? Get out there, but it's crazy to me, Taylor. We were talking about the difference at home last year, 3-5 at home, and this year could improve to 6-1 if the Jags beat the Jets. The Jaguars have beaten 5 teams with winning records. 5. In order to get to that 9-4 record, that's unbelievable. And yes, you didn't think that the Panthers, when you beat them week 1, we didn't think that they would be 7-6. But the Texans, the 49ers, the Chargers, and the Colts all have winning records. And you also beat the Chiefs, and the fact that Chiefs don't have a winning record, I think, obviously, is also surprising. But still, that's another feather in the cap for Liam Cohen.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. Previous years, I would have been nervous about this weekend, and I'm not at this point in time, because I feel like all of the kind of tests that you've had this year of you win, you beat Kansas City and you beat the Niners, and everyone's like, okay, how are you going to handle those things as a team? Are you going to get too high? And we've seen it in previous years. When you get too high, sometimes things just kind of unravel, and they didn't. And yes, you had a couple losses against Seattle and the Rams, but you're talking about 2 of the better teams in the NFL.
Sure.
And so then even that, you lose those back-to-back games, and things normally would have fallen apart in the past, and they didn't. And then you dominate the Chargers, and things would have fallen apart in the past after that, because you're back on this roller coaster of what is this team. What you've seen since then is a lot of consistency and a team getting better. And yes, health is involved in that, because you're getting guys like Brenton Strange back and a Jordan Lewis who have been big factors, in Devin Lloyd to this team in general. You add Jacoby Myers in the perfect time when your offense really just needed some little spark to get things going, and he's really been that piece for it. So previous years I'd be like, oh no, this really feels, and they use that trap game term, and I don't feel like that. I feel like this team is a better team than the Jets, and I feel like this team has a lot more to play for than the Jets, and I think that everybody on the team is playing their best football the last couple games, and that's what makes me really excited about this weekend, because I don't feel that those nerves of, oh no, how are they going to blow it this time? I think they've proven themselves that they can, all the tests you've given them, they've been able to stand up for.
Yeah, it feels like they've learned, and they're still going on handling success. We saw how they handled losses, right? And then they normally come back, but handling success is a different animal, because, obviously victories, you get a little time off. What do you do at that time off? Practice is the same amount of time, right? So you got to put in extra work. Are you still doing the same amount of conditioning, taking care of your mind about, just like you would if it was Kansas City or if it was a massive game. Like, you got to treat it like that. I expect them to. I think Liam, amongst a lot of things, he is a disciplinarian in a way of just accountability. I don't think he'll let these guys get a big head. And it's easy to do. It is. Listen, we're creatures of habit, right? And habits are hard to break, but they're easy to start. They sure are. And the minute you start those, they can affect. And think about during a game, how many plays does it really take to win a game? 5, 6 throughout the game. You know what I mean? Well, what if you have 5 screw-ups from different guys because for whatever reason they weren't as focused or they weren't as ready or they weren't as in shape? So it's just that livelihood mindset like, hey, man, we're on a path. This is our journey. We got to the lead in the division. Let's stay there. This is another playoff game. And if I'm the starters, hopefully I shouldn't even say this because I don't want to jinx, but you play well enough, the backups will get in and have a chance to show what they can do as well and give you a little rest.
I'd love to see Nick Mullins in this game once again because the Jaguars are taking their foot off the pedal and not needing Trevor Lawrence to end the game.
Well,
You talk about the difference in one season, and this is why we always like to look at it at the end. Once the season is completely over, then you look at the season in totality. Earlier this year, Baker Mayfield was playing phenomenal football. Everyone thought he didn't miss Liam Cohen whatsoever, and Liam Cohen isn't fixing Trevor Lawrence. And now you get to week 15, and it looks like the Liam and Trevor marriage is really ascending. And Baker, it feels like he does miss Liam Cohen, and he's certainly not playing as well. And that's with the return of Mike Evans getting over 100 yards last night.
Yeah, I think some of it's other things with Baker. I mean, there's a lot of injuries on that team, and they're coming back, but he's been battling injury too. I'm not in the camp of worried about Baker Mayfield. I think he's a really good quarterback, but I do think in terms of here and what he's done for Trevor Lawrence, it's clear. I mean, we have to see that sample size grow because we're talking about 2-3 games where we feel like he's been playing a lot better football, and you want that to continue. That's what I need to see. Give me this last stretch of games where I feel like Trevor is playing the way he has the last couple games, and I will be fully on board that Liam Cohen's been a massive part in being able to fix.
Hey, listen, change in attitude, right? And that's for the quarterback as well. When's the last time have you seen him throw off his back foot or throw that sidearm with just his shoulder? You know what I mean? I mean, that takes time to work it. That's saying, you're right, I have to make these things better, Coach. You're right, my footwork. I've got to make all these things better. Well, look at him. For the most part, he's been on point. And by the way, I saw where Jeremy Fowler wrote about this, and he said they're always constantly on him about fundamentals and the technique because he can still get off a little bit, get a little wonky from time to time. They bring him back in with those things. Hey, don't forget about your feet. Don't forget about your technique and these fundamentals. And I think that's the difference because he's worked at it. And I think Liam gets him to work at it in a way that it's fun and cool, I guess. Well, winning's fun and cool, so that helps a ton, no doubt. But that's where I think you see a difference. And I think it's the entire team. Look, a lot of guys stayed, but they were the guys with the right attitude to begin with. The guys they got rid of, the fat they trimmed, they didn't have the right attitude. They had the wrong attitude, and that's why they're out of there. So we kept the guys that had the right attitude. Then they brought in their guys that have the right attitude, have shown that, and now we got a bunch of good attitude about how to play the game. And what was it from the beginning? They got to love football. They got to love football. What does that mean? They got to be committed to football. This is their livelihood. This is their
sleep,
job.
and breathe it.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what it takes.
Yeah, by the way, Tom's takeaways are on the other side, but if I had a takeaway today, it would be careful when you get dry needling. As we saw, that's what punctured TJ Watt's lung, and he ended up having to have surgery. His brother said that he should be able to play again later this season, but still, that is terrifying. That happened on Wednesday, and then he was hospitalized ever since, and then again today.
That could have been pest of the day, too, the one that did the thing.
That is very true.
Was that similar to what Tyrod?
That's what I thought, too.
Because
I couldn't
it
remember.
was some procedure, and they punctured his lung.
Yeah, I thought about that when the news first came out on Wednesday or yesterday about TJ Watt. It looks like for Tyrod Taylor, his was getting a pain injection. So not dry needling, but it was also some sort of obviously needle too close to his lungs.
Yeah, the ribs maybe.
No, thank you.
Yeah, if I'm not creative, then I'll circle back to that. Tom's takeaways are on the other side. Keep it right here on 10 to Next on 92.5 FM.
Helmets and heels.
Backed by Green Law Group on 1010XL. Saturday and Sunday, we watch the games.
We're all on the same page then.
We spend Monday talking about what we saw. Sink your teeth into Dandy Foods Post-Game Monday. Makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff on 1010XL.
Hello, all you Jacksonville sports fans. Don here from Taco Lou. If you're in the mood for some great tacos, cold Dos Equis, maybe even a sip of some fine tequila, then the Lou is calling your name. Come out to Jack's Beach and experience what many have dubbed the #1 taco in the 904. There are plenty of great taco joints in town, and we're proud to have been around for this long, and we have only you, the fine people of Jacksonville, to thank for helping us grow and become who we are today. Cheers to you, Jacksonville, and thank you from the Lou crew. Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach.
Helmets and Heels. Crown Royal Friday.
David Garrard here, and once again, I'm reporting good news about how good my knees are doing following PRP treatment at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. For an old quarterback like me, my knees are in great shape.
You don't have to be a celebrity or a professional athlete to appreciate the everyday personal attention you'll receive at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. For any orthopedic need, call on the pros at SOS.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
You already know it's your main man E to the T here for Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree draft. And with ball season here, make sure you're on the lookout for my instant reaction before, during, or after the game. All brought to you by Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree drafts. Come on, somebody.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
The Sawgrass Marriott Golf Resort and Spa is the perfect place for indulging in a pampering spa treatment. This holiday season, if you'd like to give the gift of wellness, get a gift card and take advantage of the spa's current promotion. With the purchase of a $75 gift card or more, guests get a credit towards a future service. With healing massages, revitalizing facial treatments, and more, a day at the Sawgrass Spa makes the perfect gift for everyone. Purchase in person at Sawgrass Spa during operating hours.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades. And then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Ready to take your gift giving to the limit? Hey, I'm Ben Kay, owner of Gotham City Limit, your local comic shop, inviting you to stop by and see how we can help this holiday season. From comics to collectibles, community, and more, visit GothamCityLimit.com and always take it to the limit.
In Northeast Florida, power outages are unavoidable, but losing comfort, security, and peace of mind doesn't have to be. With a Generac home standby generator from American Electrical Contractors, your power comes back on automatically the moment an outage begins. As Jacksonville's leading and one of the longest-running Generac dealers, American Electrical Contracting has the experience you deserve. Be prepared. Protect your home and family. Protect your business. Generac standby generators from American Electrical Contractors. Call 737-7770 or online at american-electrical.com.
I know it's football season, but I know you love basketball too. And youth sports are always in season at the First Coast YMCA. Registration is now open for winter basketball at the Y. Today, more than ever, our kids need to experience the joy of being a kid while also learning the importance of teamwork, respect, and healthy living. At the Y, we're providing a safe, clean, fun environment with an exciting youth basketball league. Learn more at fcymca.org.
If you're listening to 1010 and you're a parent, chances are your kids are playing sports. Check out i9sports.com with spring and summer registration open right now. In the gym or on the field, and now at Tocoi Creek High School and Westside Middle. Check it out, i9sports.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Welcome back to Helmets and Heels on this beautiful Friday afternoon. The weather is going to be gorgeous at the bank on Sunday. My, how things change 1 week apart.
Oh, yeah.
From last Sunday to this Sunday. But by the way, if you haven't watched Sounds of the Game, go watch that. It is so much fun. I love when you get to see what the players are and hear what the players are saying to one another and doing on the sidelines up close. A lot of fun. And then also, if you haven't watched it, Brenton Strange was mic'd up this week, and he didn't tell anyone that he was mic'd up. So at the very end, they're like, "What? Are you a Fed?" And he's like, "Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I'm an informant." But yeah, both of those things, the Jaguars.com people do such a great job at taking us behind the scenes.
Awesome.
And so yeah, go enjoy that. And like I said last week, if you haven't watched the latest episode of The Hunt, episode 6 with Josh Hines Allen. Definitely worth your time. It's about 45 minutes. It's absolutely fantastic.
Which, by the way, did you see Zach Ertz was mic'd up when he just got injured?
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I saw the video of it, and he's like crying. I'm like, this is so sad. And
sad.
it was awful, and you could tell him, he's like, something happened. He's like explaining what he felt.
Yeah, it's a pop.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that
I was going to say, yeah, you know about that. I
hear
remember in high school, a friend of mine, a teammate of mine, she was a midfielder, and she was probably only like 10 yards from me.
Yep.
And she felt the pop and just started screaming. It was awful. Pouring down rain. It was absolutely awful.
You can hear it. You can definitely hear it.
Yeah, and he's 35, Zach Ertz. So, you know, obviously the retirement thing comes into question. But then again, if Phillip Rivers can come back 5 months later, then you never know when it's time to say goodbye.
At least Phil doesn't have to run that much.
But
I hope not.
He might lose a little weight if he does.
Yeah,
we're still waiting to see who will be the starting quarterback for the Colts. But that should be interesting on Sunday against the Seahawks. All right, Tom's takeaways come up now.
Now.
Okay, it's go time.
Tommy's Takeaways. Jacked up by J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We are here for you. Veteran owned and operated.
All right, my takeaway on this beautiful Friday, fun-filled Friday here on Helmets and Heels is, coaches, maybe some executives, whoever is in those types of positions, maybe you should have a rule. I'm not going to sleep with any of my staff. I'm not going to date them all, any of them. What do they say? You don't eat where you go to the bathroom or vice versa. It's something in that vein because you know what? You always get caught. You just always get caught. It's like a drug dealer. I'll never get caught. Guess what? Eventually, you get caught. They're going to eventually. Listen, Tequila Sunrise, that great movie in the 80s, Mel Gibson, he's a cocaine dealer. He walks away scot-free. That's why they call it a movie. It doesn't happen in real life. So just a little note to all you fellas out there, and maybe you ladies too, that, it goes a little bit the other way too. Just be careful where you lie. You're, next to somebody. And be careful out there, man. You're hurting way too many people. And, of course, Sharon Moore up in Michigan. I don't know what's going on with him. I hope mentally he's okay. But, again, if you don't have these relationships, these kind of things don't happen. That's my takeaway, brought to you by good friends at J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
And you're wearing a J-Dog polo today.
I am. How about it? Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? A little gray.
It is.
A little gray.
What?
Silver, gray, whatever.
In case
called.
people didn't see the latest when it comes to Sharon Moore, the prosecutor said that he went to the woman's house, grabbed several butter knives and a pair of kitchen scissors, and began to threaten his own life. I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to make you watch. My blood is on your hands. You ruined my life.
Oh.
So, to Tom's point, if you stay out of that,
stay out of it.
You can't have your life ruined at that point.
Especially if you're married. Just stay out of it.
Yeah, and in the matter of a week, you're losing your job, which right now is probably the last thing on your mind because your entire family. I feel awful for his family at this point in time, wife and kids that are having to hear and see all of these things going on. And then now more and more is coming out of how long it's been going on. It seems like there have been other issues with him and women at Michigan, the stalking issues and things like that. So sounds to your point, Tommy, I feel like mentally there is something because it doesn't seem like this is a one-time thing. It seems like there is a lot, and to do something like that, clearly you're not very stable.
Yeah, it's not worth hurting yourself over, right? So hopefully they can figure it all out, and hopefully the woman or the young person, whoever, they're fine too. You know what I mean? That their fallout's not too bad.
Yeah, right. Like
their family and everybody.
All the student athletes. Like that's the guy that your parents entrusted you into his care, and now over the last few years, come to find out there's some crazy stuff going on.
It seems to happen every so often, these kind of stories.
I feel like this is one of the wildest ones that we've had. I mean, we had the Lane Kiffin drama, but that's almost like a footnote when it comes to this.
Well, we were talking about it the other day. The defensive coordinator for the Jags who went up to Michigan State, Mel Tucker, he had an incident with similar type thing. I don't know if it was a young staffer, but it got him fired from his job. These things do happen.
I mean, Bobby Petrino way back in the day.
Oh, my God.
We saw that with Arkansas. And then
he wiped out where the neck brace.
That press conference is legendary. But if you follow the rules, then typically things go better. All right, let's get it back to the Jets coming into town to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Aaron Glenn, head coach of the Jets, he was asked about two things that the Jaguars do really well.
When it comes to this game, two things that really stick out with this team is the one, they're running the ball really, really well. Coach has done a really good job of implementing the running game. I know this coach very well, played against him when he was in Tampa. And also, man, they are taking the ball away at a high number on defense. So Campanelli's doing a really good job when it comes to that. It's going to be a tough game. It's a team that's head of that division. So we look forward to the challenge of going out there and playing this game. There's a number of things that we got to improve on this week. We have flushed the last game. We're moving forward. We're going on the grass today to improve, and that's all that matters to us right now.
I think a lot of people thought Liam Cohen maybe should hire more of a veteran defensive coordinator, someone who'd been around the block, right, and had done it before. One of his best hires clearly is Anthony Campanile and what this defense has done. We talked about it, 9 takeaways all season last year, and now already at 22 in 2025. That's night and day. And then also obviously they're not just taking the ball away, but they're also the number 1 rush defense in all of the league.
Oh, yeah.
And again, last year, I think they were one of the worst.
Worse. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Top. I know they were definitely bottom five.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw where only 2 running backs all year have had carries of over 20 yards. 2 20-yard carries.
Against the Jags.
Against the Jags.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. All year. That's like incredible.
And before
It's fantastic.
Jonathan Taylor got his 74 yards, Woody Marks had the highest.
Yeah, it's 60. Yeah, that's right. It was Woody Marks. That's
Just
right.
over 60 yards,
Yep,
All right, back to Aaron Glenn. He was asked about the difference in Trevor Lawrence throughout the season.
I have. I think the one thing that he's doing, he's always been able to run the ball. I mean, that's been a strong point of his. But you see him managing the offense a lot better. I know the word out there was, man, he has struggled completing the deep ball. I thought he did a hell of a job last week completing it. So I just think offensively they have a philosophy that's working well with the quarterback of them running the ball, of him having this efficient passing game, and then taking the shots when they're there. And I think that's working out really well for him. But the way they're complementing each other, offense and defense, I think he's doing a good job with that.
That's been one of my favorite things. And I said it earlier in the season in a few of the games, even when they won, where I was like, I wish there was a little more balance between run and pass. You know, the games, some of them were losses, some of them were wins, but it still felt like, why is Trevor throwing the ball 40 times and you're only running 14? I wanted that to balance out. And that's what we've seen a lot recently, and I feel like that's what's working so well. The run game has been good all season long, and so now when people know that you can run the ball that well, it does open up more opportunities for Trevor Lawrence, and some of that is, that connection between him and BT is getting better. Jacoby coming here opens up that to be able to do it, and Brent Strange being healthy. So there's other factors, but I still think that balance has been really important.
Yeah, look, the Jets give up 140 a game. They gave up like 240 against Miami last week. That should be a hello.
Yeah.
Come over here and come through this door because it's going to be open. But again, it starts up front. You see the O-line it's a different type of blocking scheme that we've seen in the past, right? It's more man-on-man. It's more attitude. It's more getting guys turned and slamming them into the ground. You saw Anton. You've seen them all do it. They've been fantastic as of late. But, that running game, it's interesting. I was doing a little homework. Last 6 weeks, ETN's only averaging 3.8 a carry. His yards per carry before, remember, he killed it early. So he's due for a big game. Now, he's had great plays. The 28-yarder last week was awesome. Might not have a ton of carries to go along with it, but at the same time, need to get him more and more involved with that running game. I know people want to see Tootin, and I get that, and I do too, but I'll see him after I'm done with ETN being done. You know what I mean? ETN's my workhorse. He's our guy. He's been really fantastic in the pass game. He's gotten really good at blitz pickup. If you've noticed, his blocking's gotten better, and he's been more vicious with it, and he's running extremely, extremely hard. So I think we could take advantage of this run defense and really, stick it to him. That's one way to knock the wind out of their sails. Start a running game on them, and if they can't stop it, it's going to be a long day, and they're just going to wait for that clock to read 0.
By the way, I lied. Not 22 takeaways, 23 takeaways. I shorted them one. So, 15 interceptions.
Don't take it away.
Oh, exactly.
Well, take it away, actually.
Right. I think I'm going to create my brand of touchdowns off takeaways. I think that should be a thing that we put on tank tops and T-shirts. Touchdowns off takeaways. Because if you do that, when you get a takeaway, if you turn those into touchdowns, you're going to win most football games.
Yeah.
Like the majority of those football games.
Yeah, and then on the flip side, hold them to 3. for defense.
Mhm.
So if you can do that,
Right.
you got a good formula for coming away with the dub.
For sure. All right, we will continue the Jets-Jaguars conversation. Anthony Becht joins us from up in New York next. Keep it right here on Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi are on a mission to sell 2,000 vehicles this December. I've instructed my team to take every reasonable offer. We won't lose your business over price. Thousands of cars, trucks, and SUVs priced to move. Get year-end savings, top dollar for your trade, and the easiest car buying experience ever. But hurry, these deals end when we hit 2,000, and we ain't leaving nothing on the table. Make it a December to remember, only at Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. With over 1,800 five-star Google reviews, it was a no-brainer to have Closets by Design help us get organized at home. They create custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget, from closets to garages to laundry rooms and more. Closets by Design will transform your clutter into seamless organization just like they did for us. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation before the holidays and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation. 18-month financing is available. Call 904-878-9393 or visit them online, closetsbydesign.com today.
Helmets and Heels.
Crown Royal Friday.
Brackish Vodka, the spirit of the sportsman and proud partner of the Jaguars, is now available at the Fresh Market Spirits and Wine. The Fresh Market Spirits and Wine is a new adult beverage store offering spirits, wine, beer, and accessories at A1A North in Ponte Vedra, a first-of-its-kind destination for thoughtfully curated spirits, wine, and beer as only the Fresh Market can. And now, you can get Brackish Vodka at the Fresh Market. Brackish Vodka, for whatever your sport is. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
This football season, Hurricane Grill and Wings is your game day getaway. Catch every play with the perfect drink in hand. Handcrafted cocktails like the Millionaire Margarita, Spicy Guavarita, Old Fashioned, or the Red Bullerita. Beer more your style to watch the games? Enjoy an ice cold Bud Light. Game day cocktails and Bud Light specials are here all season long at Hurricane Grill and Wings. Find a restaurant near you at hurricanewings.com.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Ready for huge holiday savings? It's the Expert Automotive Giving Garage. This Christmas, they're driven to give back. Bring in any new wrap toy donation and get $50 off any service. That's $50 off repairs, diagnostics, or maintenance just for helping a child. Plus, they're giving you 50% off your oil change, $50 off any service with a toy, and 50% off oil changes. The Giving Garage at Expert Automotive. They never sell greed, only what you need.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. If you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space and just haven't pulled the trigger, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures right now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business. Spring will be here before we know it. So give them a call today and upgrade that area that needs it the most. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
Look around and we know you've got options for gasoline, but those other places, they're not in the business of more. At Shell, that's what you get every day. Members get more rewards, more savings, more special offers. You'll even get 10 cents per gallon off of your first fill when you sign up and save on every fill after that. Choose to get more and more with every drive. Join the Shell Fuel Rewards program today at fuelrewards.com. Offer valid at participating Shell locations. Offer must be redeemed within 60 days of registration. Limit 20 gallons. Restrictions apply. Visit fuelrewards.com for more information.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you, and we are joined now by Anthony Becht to talk all things Jets, of course, former NFL player. Anthony, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, it's great to be on, guys. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, let's get things started with the quarterback, Brady Cook. Had a little bit of a rough outing last week, but no Justin Fields, no Tyrod Taylor. What are your expectations of Brady?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I thought it went much better than maybe people saw. As I was watching the game, he did have the fumble and 2 interceptions, but I don't fault him for, where he was trying to do with the football. The one thing I will say, he's not scared to be on time and throw it into places where, you probably need a little bit more experience to do it. But, again, when you're talking about not taking any reps, really cutting half the playbook in half in that football game, now you give him a full week. I think he's really smart. I know a lot about his career at Mizzou. Really tough, smart kid. Played a lot of football at Missouri under Eli Drinkwitz, and he's got good athleticism, can extend. But it's about what I thought. I thought it was above average as far as a kid that never played a game before and getting thrown into the fire last week versus the Dolphins. So I think just with a full week of prep, he'll be a little better, and they can work some things that he's more comfortable with. But, man, I thought he ran things really well for a kid that probably took 0 snaps in practice and, quite frankly, the whole season.
Anthony, this is obviously a hypothetical, but we saw it last week with the Colts when Riley Leonard had to come in, and the broadcast mentioned that the backup quarterback behind that would have been Tyler Warren, who is behind Brady Cook.
Yeah, Adrian Martinez was signed, guys, onto the practice squad. I'm sure he'll be elevated, obviously, when that time comes. Adrian's another young player, but has experience. He came out of out of Kansas State and Nebraska, and of course won the UFL championship, which I coach in. So I know quite a bit about him, and he's really taken nice strides. He was with the 49ers as well. So in training camp with the Jets this year, again, another young guy, but at least he'll have someone that's comfortable and understands the system from training camp.
Anthony, Tom McManus here. Great to have you on the show. We appreciate the time. Talk about the offensive line. On paper, it looks like they give up a lot of hit sacks. I know that in sacks, and I noticed that, they're opening holes for Breece Hall. He's having a good year. Invested heavy in the draft. The guys that we looked at, I know as commentators, like, oh, those guys look good coming out the last 2 years. You see them day to day. How do you assess this offensive line of the Jets right now?
Man, it's a huge bright spot for this football team. I mean, you're talking about youth at the tackles, top draft picks in Olu Fashanu and Membu. I mean, these guys are really making huge strides, and they're getting the reps. Josh Myers is a guy that bet on himself, but the guy started basically 50 straight games the last few years with the Vikings, and he just got himself a contract extension. And then they have the veteran in Simpson at the left guard, and Tittman, again, another young draft pick. So really exciting. Look, they're a top 7 rushing football team. Anthony Campanelli's a good friend of mine, and I know he's got that defense humming on defense with the rush defense. I believe you guys lead the NFL in stopping the rush, so it's a great matchup. I think it'll be really good up front. And listen, there's no secret. Breece Hall is the featured player on this football team, and everybody knowing that and the lack of passing that they've had, he's done really well. So, Breece is having a really strong year. He's as healthy as he's ever been. And listen, these 2 young receivers that they got brought over from trades with John Mechie and A.D. Mitchell. Yep. A.D. Mitchell's got a lot of speed. He's got a lot of good separation, learning the system, improving every week. I think he's a guy that can really push to earn the right to potentially be a 2. And then Mechie is a guy that he just needs to continue to play. Obviously, guys know he had a health issue a few years ago and just battling back to get back to where he was at Alabama. So a lot of upside for those players. But the offensive line clearly is the building block and the mainframe for when this team moves forward to go draft or go get a quarterback after the season.
Anthony, can you tell us a story that most people wouldn't know about Anthony Campanile?
I mean, listen, the guy says what he wants, right? That's number one. He wears it on his sleeve, and guy just loves football, man. He loves players. He loves helping. He comes from a long line of coaching, and his family, brothers, cousins, father, I mean, all that. And, he's been a nice asset for me as I coach in the UFL and the XFL for just, giving me some players, some names, some guys that I could bring in and recruit to play in our league so we can help them get better. So really caught a relationship with him when he was in Miami, and really glad he's getting his opportunity. And clearly, he's making the most of it. It's a great hire by Liam. And I'm in Tampa, so I got to see Liam kind of take the reins there with his offensive coordinator with the Buccaneers. So again, it's a nice staff. They're doing great things. It's a lot of great promise for Jacksonville right now.
Yeah, we definitely love the coach camp energy here in Jacksonville. It's defensively for the Jets, though, stacking up a lot of picks with trades that they made mid-season around the trade deadline on the defensive side of the ball. The reaction to both the Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams, and then also what has been that defensive plan since they have departed.
Yeah, no doubt. So, both of those players, I love them dearly. I mean, they are legitimate superstars. But two players don't win championships, guys. And unfortunately in the NFL, there's just a lot of talent. And when you're talking about building a team, you need a lot more talent spread out around. So two guys can obviously do a great job in their positions and what they bring. But, man, you really need to build and get those pieces. And I give Darren Moji a lot of credit for, sitting down and listening to those offers. Because clearly from Sauce's standpoint, he was a future guy. They just signed him to an extension. But, having the wherewithal to just say, you know what, let's listen, let's hear. What do you want to offer? They got a really good receiver, a bunch of draft picks, 2 first-round picks, and then, of course, Quinnen, same thing. I think Quinnen, he's been fighting the fight at a high level for a long time in New York, and he gets an opportunity to go play for a team that maybe is in the mix, and we get a lot of value back for the Jets on that side. So really young across the board. They got several injuries. Obviously, A.Z. Thomas, a young, promising cornerback rookie. He looks like he's down. Brandon Stevens is the other guy that they brought in at the cornerback position from the Ravens. He's done really well. Malachi Moore's young. So, again, they're really young across the board. And then they do have 2 linebackers that are really fast, really good players, Quincy Williams and Sherwood. So, again, those are the 2 really playmaker guys at the second level. And Will McDonald and Jermaine Johnson are very, very talented pass rushers. And they got really some rugged, stronger Phillips, Briggs guys in between. So pass rush is good. Speed at linebacker, very young in the secondary. And they're getting a lot of reps. So Jets are kind of, playing better football, winning a few games, building for the future, and they're getting a lot of play from their young players.
So you have former player, current broadcaster, current UFL head coach. What's the best, Anthony, through your experience? What's your favorite?
Listen, I'm all in on coaching, guys. I love it. Last 3 seasons, I've won 75% of my games. A lot of success early. I have a great staff, and I've been very active, honestly, in the college football coaching circle and cycle this year. So you never know. Things may pop, but I do plan on being back with the UFL when we get our plans together for 2026. But I'm very passionate about taking that next step. And it's been very nice for me because my son, obviously being a quarterback at Iowa State, I've been able to watch his games and coach in the spring and really check those boxes and really have some fun year-round, even calling games with the Jets. So it's all football for me, but it's a lot of great jobs and opportunities for me moving forward.
Great.
Well, Michigan needs a coach, so I don't know if you're looking.
There you go.
Anthony, but there you go.
I heard that, yeah.
All right, well, we so appreciate your time, and thank you so much for joining us.
I appreciate it, guys. Have a great holiday. Thank you.
Thank you, the same. Yep. Yeah, it's that coaching carousel obviously has been wild and wacky this year. Yep. So no surprise that a very successful UFL head coach would certainly be in the mix for some of those jobs. But yeah, I think you can certainly hear it in Anthony's voice. The Jets are building for the future. They're looking towards the future
again.
Yeah, absolutely again. We thought they had a great defense and they were just a quarterback away. And then Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, and obviously it's fizzled out since then. And you don't know if Aaron Glenn will be the head coach next year. Yeah. At this point.
Well, their line is better at run blocking, but they give up a lot of hits. 103 quarterback hits to date. 103.
That's why
we're at 66 for the record.
That's why they're on their 3rd quarterback at this point.
Right.
And I will say some of that I think is quarterback issues too.
Sure.
They have Justin Fields has always had an issue of taking sacks he shouldn't take, and he leaves the pocket too soon, and so a lot of things of invest into that, and so it's been an issue since he's came into the NFL, and I'm sure that's part of it also.
Yeah, sacks are not always just on the offensive line. Sometimes they're also on the quarterback, and we shall see.
Brady Cook came in last week, got sacked 6 times. So.
2 fumbles fumbles, 2 interceptions, but it is
They're all
interesting.
runners.
Yeah, because of the very limited action that obviously he had limited reps. That's why Anthony said, well, he did better than I thought he would, even though the stats certainly may not show it. All right, Taylor's Tangent is next. You're listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Protected by
Green Law Group. For the insured. Fighting for you.
the Jets fly into the First Coast, and Trevor's in charge of in-flight entertainment. Who'll win the air battle at the bank? Duval's determined to keep New York grounded.
This is your captain speaking. Better fasten your seatbelt. We're expecting turbulence.
It's turbulence and touchdowns. Jaguars, Jets, Sunday at 1 on the home of the Jaguars. 1010XL. 10XL.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, N.A. member FDIC.
Crown Royal Friday on Helmets and Heels.
Hello, all you Jacksonville sports fans. Don here from Taco Lou. If you're in the mood for some great tacos, cold Dos Equis, maybe even a sip of some fine tequila, then the Lou is calling your name. Come out to Jack's Beach and experience what many have dubbed the #1 taco in the 904. There are plenty of great taco joints in town, and we're proud to have been around for this long, and we have only you, the fine people of Jacksonville, to thank for helping us grow and become who we are today. Cheers to you, Jacksonville, and thank you from the Lou crew. Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On December 12, 2024, six-time Super Bowl winning coach Bill Belichick is introduced as the next head coach at the University of North Carolina.
Did you know that an annual coating inspection can extend the life of your building by years? Catching early signs like hairline cracks, fading, and moisture intrusion helps prevent costly repairs down the road and keeps your property looking its best. Our team at Performance Painting helps you stay ahead of maintenance with professional inspections and long-lasting coating solutions. Protect your building, protect your budget. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a free inspection. Performance Painting, repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
I'm Frank Franzi, and I just got back from the farm at Okefenokee. Man, it's incredible. Just an hour north of Jacksonville and Folkestone. I was so impressed. It's about connecting with nature, with food, with community, and now you can own your very own handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm. Everything you need is there. You'll hardly need to go grocery shopping. Learn more about all of it at okefarm.com. That's O-K-E farm.com, the farm at Okefenokee.
The Golf Club of Southampton has big plans for 2026, renewing the greens plus plenty more. But right now's the time to take advantage of member opportunities before the big renovation. Now until the end of December, you can join and save $1,500 off their initiation fee, plus $500 back in a gift card with a 12-month commitment. All the details are at golfsouthampton.com. Playability for every skill level and a huge practice area to hone your game. Lock in now and enjoy membership privileges at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Need some extra cash for the holidays? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jack's Beach is always looking to buy guns, guitars, surfboards, tools, and you know it, gold. Get cash today at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jack's Beach.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about being a peacemaker. Friends, so often we can only want to help people who are in our inner circle. But God never had inner circles. The world was his inner circle. And he's depending on us to make a difference and to leave our mark in this life. So go out today receiving his peace and then sharing it with the world.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
I'm Frank Frangi for Ricketts Electric. Any good lineup needs power. When we needed power at the Bragan Baseball Complex and all the fields we have at Fort Family Park, we trusted Ricketts Electric. You're going to love these guys. The Ricketts family has been providing commercial and residential electric service for years. Call my friend Zach today at 904-320-5960. You can also find them on Facebook and at rickettselectric.com. Ricketts Electric, the city's best power connection. Call them today at 904-320-5960.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you on this beautiful Friday afternoon, and Taylor Dahl is here with a tangent.
Now, Taylor's Tangent, served up by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
My tangent is that if you work out with Tommy, I'm just kidding. I'm going to go something different. But I do think I strained my hip flexors or something in our workout the other day.
Didn't stretch long enough.
I did not. And somebody who doesn't work out definitely needs to stretch. Anybody needs to stretch.
The video is highly sought after. People are waiting and requesting that video of our workout.
Yeah, just pain. It was pain everywhere.
That's right. That's right, RJ and Jameis. It was pain everywhere for Taylor.
Yes. So a few notes for this weekend, some interesting things to keep a look out for. One guy being Myles Garrett. He's having an insane season. We've talked about him many times on this show. He leads the league right now with 20 sacks this season, ranks first in the NFL with 122 and a half sacks since entering the league in 2017, the second most by a player in his first 9 seasons since 1982. He plays the Bears this weekend. So entering week 15, he's 2.5 sacks behind Michael Strahan and TJ Watt for the most sacks in a season since 1982.
Yeah, he's going to eclipse both of them.
Definitely. Maybe this weekend, honestly.
He could against Caleb Williams, obviously, in that offensive line. But, I mean, with this many games to go, with 4 games to go, of course he's
hitting
gonna
it for sure. Which it's super. It's crazy to look at. But yeah, Michael Strahan leads that. In 2001, he had 22 and a half. TJ Watt in 2021 had 22 and a half. Beyond that, Jared Allen in 2011 had 22. So yeah, all those names that you want to be associated with are at the top of that list. Another thing to look out for this weekend. Matthew Stafford, he leads the NFL with 35 touchdown passes this season and has at least 2 touchdown passes and no interceptions in each of his past 5 home games. With at least 2 touchdown passes and no interceptions at home against Detroit this weekend, he can join Aaron Rodgers' 8 consecutive home games. He had 8 consecutive home games as the only player in NFL history with at least 2 touchdown passes, no interceptions, and 6 straight home games in a single season. So Matthew Stafford keeps racking those up. I remember a couple weeks, or probably about 3 weeks ago, I mentioned the one where he had gone 380 straight passes without throwing an interception. And then that game he threw 2. Yeah. So sorry, Matthew Stafford. Hopefully I'm not jinxing you. Reading that. Drake May, he ranks second in the league with 3,412 passing yards and 111.9 passer rating. With a win on Sunday against Buffalo, the Patriots would clinch the AFC East Division title. And then May, who's led New England to 10 consecutive victories, it would be 11, and he would become the 6th quarterback in NFL history under the age of 24 with 11 consecutive wins in a single season. Ben Roethlisberger did it in 2004 with 13 straight wins. Lamar Jackson did it in 2019 with 11 straight wins. Peyton Manning did it in 1999 with 11. Marino in 84 with 11. Prescott in 2016 with 11. And Drake May right now has 10 straight. So that's definitely a number you want to see from there. And
I don't like that game, the Bills-Patriots game, is at 1. I don't
Me either.
Yeah, right. They should have flexed that.
Right? That's opposite, obviously, the Jags game, and we're not going to be able to watch that game as closely as we would have been able to. So, yeah, bummer for that.
Final one, Christian McCaffrey, San Francisco. Running back Christian McCaffrey leads all running backs with 85 receptions and 806 receiving yards this season. Ranks 3rd with 1,655 scrimmage yards. With 5 receptions on Sunday against Tennessee, seems like that may be likely to happen. McCaffrey can become the first running back in NFL history with at least 90 receptions in 3 career seasons, surpassing Larry Centers and Austin Eckler for that. With 94 receiving yards in Week 15, McCaffrey, who had 1,005 receiving yards in 2019 with Carolina, can join Pro Football Hall of Famers Marshall Faulk and Lenny Moore with that number. So he's doing a lot of incredible things. And then in addition to that, 145 scrimmage yards on Sunday, he can join Walter Payton, Marshall Faulk, Emmitt Smith, and LaDainian Tomlinson as the only players with at least 1,800 scrimmage yards in at least 5 seasons.
Yeah.
That's
what
wild.
company, man. He's a beast. No doubt about it. I think I don't know if you didn't mention Foye. So we're Foye.
Yeah, he could set.
Became the first linebacker since 2019 to have 100 tackles and 10 pass breakups.
Yeah.
How about that?
That's why. Yeah,
Foye
he's so
Oluokun
good.
does not get the credit that he
Definitely
deserves nationally, but obviously the moment he came to Jacksonville, he has been an elite middle linebacker.
Yep.
Played obviously out of position last year.
Yeah.
That was a little chaotic, but the whole defense was a little chaotic.
Yeah.
But yeah, Foye Oluokun is one of the smartest football players that we've seen play the position. I mean, Paul Postlesny obviously was phenomenal
Yeah.
at that position too. Foye is certainly right there, if not beyond Paul Postlesny.
Went to Yale. He should be pretty smart.
I
would
I
think.
saw a look go across your face. I was like, what is he about to say about?
Keep
thought you were
going.
gonna talk
I
about
was a smart
Postlesny.
mofo. Awesome cause. Education. No, but Foye, I tell you, he's complete. And they should
Yeah, he's
blitz him
amazing.
even more because he can get there good. And I know Anthony does a good job bringing the heat, but he can do it all. He can cover. He can
drop back, yeah.
he can do it all, man. He can do the drop backs. He probably does those pretty well. You know, you got to turn. and
Yeah, I practiced.
Never
face
knew
the
how
other
hard
way.
that was. Playing linebacker.
I was like, I got a couple picks though. So
You did.
good.
You did.
right.
You caught the ball. That's
A couple notes to add to yours, Taylor. So the Dolphins play at the Steelers Monday night. Tua Tagovailoa is 0-5 in games below 40 degrees.
Oh.
Now, granted, T.J. Watt will not
La
be
la.
playing. They have
Yeah.
ruled him out. But yeah, the Hawaiian native 0-5. Right now, the forecast for Pittsburgh on Monday night, 18 degrees with wind gusts 16 miles per hour. Good luck on that. And then one Jaguars note, Cam Little needs just 2 field goals to become the youngest player in NFL history to make 50 career field goals.
Let's go, Cam.
All
Yeah.
right.
Now, granted, remember he was drafted young, obviously,
Yeah.
but other
Right.
guys have been drafted young as kickers too, like an Evan McPherson. So yeah, let's go, Cam. Maybe he won't even need to kick field goals on
Yeah.
Sunday. That might have to
That's
wait
right.
potentially a week.
Just extra points.
Against the Chargers, Cam didn't need any field goals whatsoever. So yeah, we shall see. All right, let's chat with Jaguars defensive tackle Eric Armstead on the other side. Keep it right here on Helmets and Heels 1010XL 92.5 FM.
This is Helmets and Heels.
Fought for you by Green Law Group on 1010 Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser share the huddle with Freddie T. Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins and Monahan Jewelers
Fred Taylor, he's a candidate to go the distance.
on 1010 XL.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
It's a Crown Royal Friday on Helmets and Heels.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 48th annual holiday sale now with up to 30% off on GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. We're not a big box store. We're your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory for every budget. And with interest-free financing, enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach open 7 days a week in December.
Hey, life can get a little hectic at times, and no one has time to get hurt, lost wages, injuries that not only hurt, but ones that hinder our success. If you're in this position due to the negligence of another, you deserve to be paid. What's up, Jacksonville? Tom McManus here. Injuries suck, and I know it. And if you get injured out there, check out Morgan & Morgan, the largest personal injury law firm in the country. 100 offices, over 1,000 lawyers with enough firepower to handle any and all personal injury cases that you may be dealing with. And they make filing a claim easy, and they don't get paid unless you do. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. That's right. Visit forthepeople.com or hit Pound Law from your cell. Pound Law, that's all.
XL Primetime is back weekdays noon to 2, and on Wednesdays, join Dr. George Bari at 1:20 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Make sure you catch Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime Wednesdays at 1:20 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Truth Teller here, and I've solved all of your holiday problems and stress. A gift card from the Blue Crab Crab House. Get this, you buy a $50 gift card, and you get an additional $15 card for free. It's that simple, and as always at the Blue Crab Crab House, the best crabs in Jacksonville. oysters, and seafood, period. Blue Crab Crab House, open every day except for Monday off of San Jose on Jewington Creek Road.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
David Garrard here. Playing in the NFL can put a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has kept me mobile and ready to tackle every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is former NFL quarterback David Garrard. If your knees have taken a beating and you're finally ready to do something about it, then let Southeast Orthopedic take a look. Come on, do your knees a favor.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
The number 19 Virginia Cavaliers meet the Missouri Tigers in Jacksonville at the 81st Tax Slayer Gator Bowl game, Saturday, December 27th in prime time. Start your game day with the Tax Slayer tailgate party, followed by the official pregame show featuring the Navy Band Southeast. Kickoff at 7:30 on Bill Gay grounds at Everbank Stadium. Don't miss college football pageantry on display at the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. Game tickets and hospitality packages on sale at TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just a job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Next time you head into a Gate convenience store, look for Form Energy Drink, designed to provide energy, hydration, and focus straight from Dana White and AB, celebrating those who embrace grit, discipline, and resilience in their everyday lives. Check out Form Energy at a Gate convenience store.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Zero Res. The New York Jets have officially ruled out both Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor for Sunday's game here at Everbank Stadium. Jets head coach Aaron Glenn announced that former Missouri Tigers quarterback Brady Cook will get the start. Pre-game festivities start at 8 with kickoff coming at 1 o'clock, so be sure to listen on 1010XL. It's 66 degrees at 3:01. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. We are efforting Jaguars defensive tackle Eric Armstead. I'm sure he will be calling momentarily. But before we hear from him, earlier today, I'm so glad that someone at the press conference asked about what the Mamba period means, because Liam Cohen, week in and week out, will reference the Mamba period. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it's a nod to, the greatest, one of the greatest to ever play in Kobe Bryant.
Mentality.
I was going to say the second greatest, but I was like third greatest. Okay, one of the greatest.
Mamba mentality.
Yeah, the Mamba mentality. So they have Mamba periods. And so here's Liam Cohen discussing, or explaining, I should say, exactly what that Mamba period is.
A good-on-good period that we've been doing ultimately really throughout all of training camp really is when we kind of started doing it. I guess maybe we did some in the off-season program as much as you can without pads, but it's all based on competition, and it's all graded out. I guess you could call it scored. It's usually racks of 3, best of 3 wins the day. And, I think that's something we did a lot of in training camp, whether it was third down Mambas, red zone Mamba, 2-minute, 4-minute, and you're just trying to heighten the sense of competition throughout the season. It's usually a faster period, which I like. It's 3 plays and then it's over, but you're getting a little bit more full speed competition. We're not trying to necessarily scheme up each other. It's 5-man rush, cover 1 on defense, and it's playing football on offense. Like, we're not trying to run runaways and picks and meshes. It's really just, hey, you guys beat each other.
And there you have it. Let's say hello to Jaguars defensive tackle Eric Armstead.
Now, Eric Armstead joins Helmets and Heels with Tom McManus, Lauren Brooks, and Taylor Dahl on 1010XL. Restored by Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville. Move better, live stronger. Jacksonville's trusted orthopedic experts.
All right, Eric, we'll kick things off with how was playing with a club in the rain in that beatdown of the Colts?
It was a lot of fun. We got a big win, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, I feel like we're having fun also watching this team right now. And when we talk about a lot of the things that have progressed throughout the season, Eric, one of that is being the defensive line in general and some of these pressures being created. It's really fun to watch this defense right now just get better throughout the season. But chat a little bit about the relationship between you and Devon Hamilton, because you two have been absolutely fantastic the last several weeks, and it's really fun to watch.
Oh, man, Big Ham, that's my guy. He's one of the best nose guards in the NFL, and nose guards don't get a lot of attention, but they do all the dirty work on the defensive side of the ball. Take on a lot of double teams, keep guys free, but Ham has the ability to also make plays and be a dynamic player as well, too. So I love being able to line up next to him. He makes my job a lot easier.
Eric, great to see you at the walkthrough last week. We really enjoyed it, all of us old guys. Talk about your linebackers, man. I was just mentioning how Foye Oluokun is the first linebacker since 2019 to have 100-plus tackles, 10 pass breakups. We feel like he's underrated as far as the nation is concerned. We know how important he is here. Talk about his importance to you guys on that defense and on the team.
Oh, man, he's our quarterback on the defense, and he's definitely underrated, doesn't get enough credit that he deserves. You know, there's only been 58 other players in NFL history that have had 1,000 career tackles, and he's as consistent as they come. He's truly an all-pro player in this league, and him and Devin Lloyd should both be up for all-pro. Yep. But, Foye is the leader of our defense. He holds meetings, extra meetings for us throughout the week to make sure that, everyone is on the same page, and that way we can go out there and line up and play fast. So Foye is tough to replace, and, I'm really, really glad to be his teammate.
For sure. Eric, last week was a battle for number one in the AFC South. This week is a 3-win team coming to town. How do you maintain the same energy that y'all had?
Man, I feel like we still don't have the respect that we deserve as a team. And, the way you get respect in this league is not by, winning 9 games. It's about consistently over time dominating people week in and week out. And, so we still have a long way to go. And, our season is right in front of us, but each and every week, the games get bigger and bigger. And, this is a big one, regardless. It's an AFC opponent. There's playoff implications on this one as well, too. And all of our goals in front of us. So, there's really no stopping now. This is the time when you gotta turn up.
Eric, looking forward to the Jets this weekend. Both Tyrod Taylor, and Justin Fields are going to be out, so Brady Cook is going to be the quarterback this weekend. But all three of those guys are able to use their legs when they need to and create more on the ground than some other quarterbacks in the league. Chat a little bit about in general when you are prepping for a team that the quarterback can move around and be mobile.
Yeah, well, all those three are all a little different. Justin Fields, I would say he's essentially a running back that plays quarterback. He's probably one of the best runners of the football at that position in the NFL. So, and then Tyrod is a vet. He's savvy. He can move in the pocket as well too. And Cook, the young guy, is showing some ability as well to do that as well too. So for us up front, it's it always starts with stopping the run, so that's our main emphasis and focus. But when they do want to drop back and pass, it's corralling them, changing the picture on them, and when you do get a chance to get around them, making sure we're bringing them down.
Eric Armstead here with us on Helmets and Heels. Eric, you mentioned the lack of respect. I know Coach Cohn had said that as well, and it's not coming. As you win, I'm assuming that'll come, but do you guys really feed off that? I guess that's more of a national thing. I feel like our local media treats you pretty darn well and loves you guys as they should. But overall, can you use that? Is that sustainable as you continue through? Especially as you're winning that whole, hey man, nobody respects us, and that's very powerful, as we all know. But can you use it throughout the rest of the year?
I mean, for me, it's I think when you look at our fan base and locally as well too, and nationally, I feel like 9 wins is not what's going to build respect, and it's all about consistency.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to build a team and a culture that earns respect by how we play the game, earns respect by going out there and finding ways to win. And we're still early in that. It doesn't come quick, and we want to build a team that's consistently doing that and dominating people. So it's a matter of not a matter of if but when, and it takes time, and eventually people will see and they'll come to the understanding of what we're made of, and but we have to go out there and show that each and every week, and people then will see and realize what our team is, and we'll get the respect in.
Yeah, they're starting to see it. There's no doubt. You guys have earned where you're at, and we're looking forward to Sunday. No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Eric, as I think about it, you're probably one of the only players on defense that's made the postseason multiple times. I'm not sure that necessarily that's a conversation y'all have in the locker room, but do you view yourself as somebody who down the stretch here can really rally the guys and say, this is what we need to do in order to make the postseason?
Yeah, I feel that was my goal when I came here last year. I felt even last year, looking at the roster when I signed to the Jags, I was like, we have a team that can make a real push, and I could be a reason, to help us get us over the hump. And since getting here, I have realized that, playoffs and there hasn't been a lot of playoff runs here. So someone who has been there and done that and, knows what it takes. I'm excited for other guys here to experience that. And, it does rev up as the season goes on and we into the playoffs. And, it does take a certain type of energy and focus and to execute in those moments and to make playoff runs. And so I'm excited to go through that journey, with the guys here and, be a reason why we win and be a reason why, we are making a run. And so, yeah, that's what I live. That's what I live to do is playing those big, meaningful games. And, I've had a lot of experience doing that.
And will you have the club this Sunday as well?
Yep, I'm still going to be rocking it. So.
All right, well, get after Brady Cook, and certainly we, as always, appreciate your time, Eric. Thank you, and good luck on Sunday.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, man.
Thanks. There he goes. I think it's really just Eric Armstead and Jordan Lewis. Like, Jalen are the only guys that probably have multiple years of postseason experience under their belts, and so that's important on defense.
Yeah. I tell you what, Eric moving inside is one of the keys to the entire success, especially against the run.
That's why you signed him.
He is a monster.
Tackle.
He's a monster. There's no doubt about it. And he makes everybody else around him better, too. It makes your jobs a little bit easier when he's out there. And look, just think about this. Like, Trayvon hasn't even been lit yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, his fire hadn't even started yet.
Down though.
Oh yeah, no, he's making. I don't mean that. I just mean like getting after the QB, really getting those sacks. He was 10 and a half back to back, so he's nowhere near that. But I feel like that's coming, and when that comes, that's just going to add another bit of fire to the whole thing.
And both play callers definitely have that playoff experience and winning in the playoffs and Camp and Cohen. So you've got that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and give something away. Why not, right? $50 in Chicken Salad Chick plus $50 to Gotham City Limit Comic Store. For more great gift ideas, go to the 1010XL Holiday Gift Guide at 1010XL.com. As I'm thinking through this, did we give lunch away earlier?
We did not.
Okay, so when we come back, we'll also give away some Chick-fil-A lunch. Keep it right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
This is Helmets and Heels.
Fought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL. How does number 9 feel about number 16?
All right, here we go.
Find out when David Garrard joins Mike and Fat Tony. Mondays from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Restored by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida on 1010XL.
Frank Franzi here from my bank, South State Bank. South State has been committed to delivering world-class customer service that businesses like yours and mine can count on. From personalized support to cutting-edge banking solutions, South State Bank has blended the trusted traditions we all value with the innovation you need for tomorrow. Whether you're managing cash flow or investing in growth, South State Bank is here to help you move forward. Visit southstatebank.com or visit your local branch today. That's South State, member FDIC.
Helmets and Heels Crown Royal Friday.
To get this thing unwrapped here.
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. Johns County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Daily Stash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, you know, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily Stash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily Stash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daily Stash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
See the shots and feel the excitement of an international sporting event for free. The Predator Pro Billiard Series comes to Jacksonville December 16th to the 21st at the Hyatt Riverfront downtown. See top pool pros from 40 countries compete in both men's and women's tournaments. This is high stakes, high skill, championship level billiards, and admission is free. No tickets needed. Don't miss the Predator Pro Billiard Series at the Hyatt Riverfront Hotel. Details at probilliardseries.com.
He has ways of getting information from the competition.
That's the trouble with the world today. No one takes the time to do a really sinister interrogation anymore.
Hayes Carline takes you behind enemy lines.
It's a lost art.
Activated by Palo Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Local 234 plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and thank you to all the members and contractors for their continued support and partnership. Together, they've helped build a stronger foundation for Jacksonville since 1901. Enjoy spending time with your friends and families this holiday season. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Local 234, make the right connection. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hi, I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
When I need gifts for special people, I go to Tobacco Cove at 3849 Bay Meadows Road. They have everything you need to make Christmas as special as they are. Find the finest in limited cigars, pipes and pipe tobacco, and the accessories that make life easier like humidors, cutters, and lighters. And don't forget Lampe Bergère fragrance lamps. So, take my advice and go to Tobacco Cove, 3849 Bay Meadows Road, and make this Christmas one they'll remember.
Hey Jacksonville, Lauren Brooks here for Big Chief Tire. If you need new tires, Big Chief has affordable options to fit every budget and every vehicle. Their team of experts will help you find the right tires and make sure they're installed quickly so you can get back on the road. But don't wait. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment and explore their great tire deals. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rollin'.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
All right, before we make our picks for this week, Let's give away some Chick-fil-A lunch, Taylor Doll.
Let's do it. Free lunch to Chick-fil-A. Let's say caller number 4, give us a call at 641-1010, and you get free lunch to Chick-fil-A today.
The listeners are probably so confused when we have your tangent and then we don't.
They're like, "Where's my lunch?"
Correct, the Chick-fil-A.
We gotta listen to Taylor complain about things. Where's our
Exactly.
lunch?
And now we need our lunch, but now you have it. And maybe we'll give away a little more free lunch in just a little bit from Chicken Salad Chick. You never know. All right, time now to make our picks. The standings to begin December. Not ideal for me. Not ideal for me. I went 1-4 last week. I definitely took the wrong upset when it comes to college football. Both Taylor and Tom went 4-1. Congratulations to both of you. The only game I got right was the Jaguars beating the Colts. And now that we look back at that spread, the Colts were 1.5-point favorites in Jacksonville.
Wow.
That was not happening.
Ahead of last Sunday's game. You got that right. All right, let's kick things off with Bills at the Patriots. The Bills are a 1-point favorite on the road. I think this is one of the hardest games to pick. Obviously, the spread indicates that, but also just because you have Josh Allen that is surging, and this Bills team that finds a way, and this Patriots team that's won 10 straight, but yet nobody seems to really trust Drake May despite the stats that you just rattled off. Taylor, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I think this one is very difficult for me, and I go back and forth. I feel like this isn't the best Bills team we've seen recently, but I also feel like the Josh Allen side of things really makes me feel like down the stretch I could see him just kind of taking over the team if he needs to and winning some football games when they need to. So I'm gonna go with the Bills on this one. I think that the Bills end up winning. I think it's close to the final seconds, but I could see a field goal win for Buffalo.
Tom?
Yeah, I got Josh Allen, man. I mean, it's time for him to just take over and show the young buck, Drake May, who the real quarterback is. And Drake's had a phenomenal year. I don't mean that so maliciously. He's been absolutely incredible. Drake May can whip the ball downfield, not afraid to, very accurate. Their defense is very good. But I think Josh Allen, this is where he turns it on. This is where he says, hey, put it on my back, and we'll take care of it, and we'll figure it out. He'll make mistakes. We know he does. But he'll also make some great plays. I think it's really close to it. It might even be a push. You know what I mean? Like they might win by 1 point, but I think it's that close. But I'm taking the Bills as well.
Yeah, I think that's a smart move. So therefore, what am I going to do? I'm going to do the dumb decision. No, I am going to take the Patriots at home. Mike Vrabel is a tough-nosed coach, and he's done a phenomenal job, obviously. So I'll ride with the New England Patriots. Next up, Lions at the Rams. Tom, the Rams are 6-point favorites over the Lions. That seems like a big spread to me when it comes to a game like this, but who you got?
Yeah, it was an easy pick because of that spread. I do think the Rams will win. I think it'll be more closer to like a 3-point game. I don't think they'll cover that 6. They struggled last week against Carolina, which I won't give my wild card yet away, but Carolina's in a great position right now. But I am taking the Lions. I know it's on the road. I love the matchup. You know, just the history, the trade of the quarterbacks, everything. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun. I don't know what time it's at. Hopefully, it's 4:25. So yeah, looks. Oh no, that's the Carolina game. Anyway, nonetheless, I got the Lions covering, but I think the Rams win the game.
I can understand that. I'm going to go the opposite way, Taylor. I'm going to take the Rams in the sense that I think their defense is just so impressive, especially at home. I read the stat earlier. The Jags have allowed the second fewest points of all of the NFL. The Los Angeles Rams have allowed the fewest at home. So I'm going to take Matthew Stafford and the Rams. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm actually, some of this might be just me screwing myself in these picks today because more hopefuls.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go the Rams. I think, honestly, I think the Rams win by like 10. I just think that the familiarity that Sean McVay has with Jared Goff, I think that what Matthew Stafford has been able to do at home, what the Rams defense has been able to do at home, I think they're able to. I think it's probably close for a half, but then the Rams really start to pull away like halfway through the third quarter, and they win by a touchdown or, like I said, maybe even 10.
And Lions-Rams is 4:25, Tom. So we will.
It is. Okay, good. Good one.
A good amount of time to view that one. And by the way, when it comes to the points allowed, the Rams have allowed 91 points at home. The Jaguars have allowed 93 points. But again, that's at Everbank Stadium. I have to put that caveat in there. That does not include the London game where the Jags lost to the Rams. All right, up next, and by the way, we're going all NFL games this week. Sorry, Army-Navy. Just decided to go all NFL. All right, next up we have the Packers at the Denver Broncos. The Packers are 2-point favorites on the road against the Broncos. I'm going to take the Packers. I don't like this, but I do think Micah Parsons and that defense gets after Bo Nix, who is still a little bit inconsistent. So I'll take the Packers on the road. Taylor?
Yeah, I'm going the Broncos. This is one where I said maybe. But I do think that the Broncos defense is one of the, if not the best in the NFL. And I kind of saw last week, obviously, with the Bears and Packers. The Bears have like the 30th defense in the NFL, and the Packers, there were moments of struggle, especially in that first half. It took Jordan Love. Granted, it's Toyota-thon Jordan Love. If you don't know what that is, go Google it. But so I do think that it will be a close game, but I do think the Broncos win.
Tom, have you ever heard that, how good Jordan Love is as long as the Toyota-thon is running?
I have never heard that before.
Statistically factual throughout his career, whatever.
So
it's
good.
weird.
Yeah. I feel like Green Bay's hitting their stride. I know Denver's very tough. This is more just one of those, I think there will be, going on the road. I know they're favored, but it feels like they're an underdog. Like Denver's so good as far as their record. They're 6-0 at home. Obviously, the Green Bay's they're 4-1-1 on the road. But I think Green Bay does it. I think they're hitting their stride. Jordan Love is playing some good ball. Their defense is playing good ball. And until I see, a Bo Nix week in and week out really doing it, I'm still going to question it just a little bit. But they do have a great O-line and D-line and a very good running game. We'll see if Green Bay can hold up to that.
All right, so we've gone a little different in every game thus far. The next one, though, something tells me we will be picking the same. The Jaguars, well, you know what? I guess the spread is kind of large, so maybe not. The Jaguars are 12-point favorites at home over the Jets. Give me the Jags. I think the Jags cover that all day, Taylor.
Yeah, Jags for me also.
All right, Tom?
Yeah.
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 We've talked about it all week. This is the best Trevor Lawrence has looked. The weather's going to be beautiful. Home crowd hopefully is rocking just like they were a week ago. Liam Cohen's play calling, Anthony Campanelli's defense is unbelievable. Josh Hines Allen has a sack in at least the last 5 games in a row. At least one sack, I should say, in the last 5 games in a row. It feels like they're going to overwhelm Brady Cook, and it's going to be a long day for the New York
Load
Jets.
the box, stop Breece Hall.
That's right.
It's game over.
Yeah.
Forget it.
All right, so all three of us taking the Jacksonville Jaguars, and now we will get it to the wild card. Taylor, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I'm going Vikings at Cowboys. The Cowboys are favored 5.5 in this. I think they win by at least a touchdown. I just think J.J. McCarthy, he's just struggling right now, and I think it's not like I think he's going to suck and he's a bust. I'm not yelling that. I just think he has some of the issues that are going on this year. I don't know if are fixable in this final stretch of games. They have their offensive line's been beat up pretty much all year. Their defense Brian Flores' defense can be dangerous because it's just kind of his base defense is rush 5, and that's what he does. But I do think people have kind of figured it out a little bit. Dak's playing good ball. Their defense in Dallas is getting better throughout the season too. So I think the Cowboys are able to win by more than 5.5.
More than 5.5. All right, Tom.
So you might have figured it out, but I'm going at Carolina at New Orleans game. Carolina favored by 2.5. Carolina in a very similar situation as the Jags in terms of being in first place in the division. They haven't been there in a long time. I think it's their time. I do. Look, they did a nice job. Now, granted, they had the Rams at home. It's a close game, but they put up 31 points. They also lost to the Saints early in the year by 10. So you're probably like, Tommy Mack, what are you thinking? But here's my rationale. Here's a team that is on the rise as well. They got to feel good about beating the Rams at home. Rams are one of the better teams in the entire league. And although they've been up and down, they're at number 1 right now. They're leading the division. So that Canellis, that coach, he's kind of like Liam, tough, hard-nosed, physical, that type of thing. I think they win just by 3, maybe a little bit more, but I think they take down the Saints this Sunday.
And no Alvin Kamara for the Saints, so I do think that's a big factor in that one. Yeah, I'm going to go back to an old well for me, the Seahawks. Now, the line is large, 13.5-point favorites at home over the Colts. But come on, you're telling me that Phillip Rivers is going to be able to keep it close assuming it's Phillip Rivers, maybe it's Riley Leonard, but keep it close against the Seahawks defense that is just phenomenal in a place like the 12th man. So I'm going to take the Seahawks. They've gotten me through before, even though the line was large last week. I went with the freaking Bucks to beat the Saints by more than 8.5. That was never even close. The Saints obviously ended up winning that game. So I'll take the Seahawks. All right, so Tom has the Bills, Lions, Packers, Jags, and then the Panthers favored by 2.5 on the road. Taylor has the Bills, Rams, Broncos, Jags, the Cowboys favored by 5.5 at home. I have the Patriots, the Rams, the Packers, the Jags, and then the Seahawks favored by 13.5 at home. Those are the picks for the second week of December. And you know what? We're feeling generous. Let's give away some more. $50 in Chicken Salad Chick plus $50 to Gotham City Limit Comic Store. Once again, for more great gift ideas, go to the 1010XL Holiday Gift Guide at 1010XL.com. We will cool it down on the other side and talk a little college football as Lauren's Lane comes up. Keep it right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and heels.
From the Greenlaw Group Studios. In your car, at home, or on your phone, radio play-by-play is where you are.
What a game for the Jacksonville defense.
1010XL, Jacksonville's home for play-by-play.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be a 7-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit nimnickchevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right. Where do you go? The answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Hey, Tommy Mack here, and when it comes to glass, you don't want average, you want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow, mirrors cut exactly to your style, fogged or broken glass replaced, decorative tabletops, windows replaced or repaired to stand up to our Florida storms, all backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote today. There's only one name for glass and mirror around here, and it's Duval.
Crown Royal Friday. Live generously and life will treat you royally.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago. Went smooth as silk, was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Our son Eric's a Division I collegiate baseball pitcher who is having shoulder pain. We took him to Southeast Orthopedic Specialist and are confident that he's now on the road to recovery. This is Beth Anderson, and we love the care Eric receives at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Welcome to the bundle event. Entering now our undisputed tag team champions, the mid-size SUV and the mid-century modern. Together with a State Farm agent, this auto and home duo are a powerful force of savings, service, and customizable coverage. Now, let's get ready to bundle.
Call State Farm agent Ramey Elabu in Jacksonville at 904-309-9077.
Availability and amount of discounts and savings vary by state.
Host your holiday party or company event this season at Voodoo Brewing Company in San Marco. Enjoy award-winning craft beers, creative cocktails, and a scratch kitchen serving fresh, delicious food. Nothing like typical bar fare. Voodoo Brewing Company is the host site for Swamp Sessions after every Gators football game with Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser. Email voodoojax@vbcpubs.com to book your holiday party today.
This bowl season, upgrade your game plan with a visit to Burlock and Barrel, Duval's first distillery dedicated solely to whiskey, right in the Brooklyn Riverside neighborhood. Stop in, see how they turn local grains into small batch whiskey, earning awards at every competition. Book a tour, settle in for a tasting, or escape the scoreboard for a bit at their full whiskey bar. Whether your team's winning or character building, at least your whiskey can be solid at Burlock and Barrel in Riverside or burlockandbarrel.com.
Bueller, Bueller, stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, Jason, I'm worried.
You? Really? About what?
Well, I like to have a little seasonal potluck. You know, invite some friends and neighbors and guys from the office. But if the food gets spicy and the party gets rocking and that old toilet in the two-piece can't handle the traffic, well, what if my drain backs up right in the middle of everything?
Dude,
Imagine you're wearing my sunglasses.
Okay. Shoomp. Whoa.
If you're planning to host a holiday party and a blocked household drain line threatens to ruin the whole thing, call us and tell us. The drain clearing experts at Bueller Aaron Plumbing will unclog your drain for free.
You do that for free?
It's Christmas.
Yeah, but for free?
The holidays can get pretty hectic. If a clogged drain line threatens to ruin the whole thing, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, let's cool things down by listening to Aaron Glenn again. We played a couple cuts earlier, him talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars and the matchup this week. He started off talking about the couple things the Jags do really well, and takeaways were one of the things. He listed running the ball and takeaways. That's one thing we would also agree on, that the Jags have done really well and pretty consistently throughout the season. But I do think that there's a lot of things that we would list that the Jaguars have gotten better at throughout the season, but
catching the football.
Yeah, the not dropping the ball is a big one. But Aaron Glenn, he also talks about the Jags defense in general. So let's hear from that one.
You know what? I wish I had the answer to that. But they're doing a hell of a job. And it's not just the interceptions. It's the fumbles also. And they're a very, very aggressive defense. They have an attacking style that really puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Which obviously, allows for those picks to happen. And, man, listen, this has been somewhat of, and I don't want to say historic, but this has been one of those seasons for Lloyd. Man, he's in the right place at the right time. I've always thought he was a good player. All right, but this year I think he's taken to another level with the interceptions that he got and also being able to punch the ball out.
So it's kind of funny because if you go back and they ask him what the Jags defense is doing to get so many interceptions and takeaways, and he kind of laughs because if you don't know, the Jets don't have a single interception this year, their defense. And so he was like, I wish I knew. I wish I knew the answer because maybe our team would have some interceptions, but they don't. So that is definitely one of the bigger storylines. It's two teams where one has a ton of takeaways towards the top of the league in takeaways and interceptions in general, and one that can't really do much in that department at all.
Yeah, well, they give up 7 yards a pass at 64%. And like you said, they have 0 interceptions. Liam tried to throw him a bone. I was like, yeah, but they're sticky in coverage. And then I looked up their PB pass breakups, and they're at 58, and we're at 82. I'm like, you're just throwing them a nice little bone there, which is good.
They're 13th in the NFL, though.
Yeah.
So they're mid when it comes to PBUs. But the Jags are just significantly better.
They're significantly higher. But listen, it all comes down to pressure. I mean, if we don't have pressure, I don't think we get the takeaways. Aside from the attitude is, look, you run as hard as you can to that football. God rewards those that run to the ball. They all punch it out. They're all looking to get it out. I mean, it's just a mentality of just kind of animals, going after that football. That football's mine. I think Anthony Campanelli's done a tremendous job of getting that kind of mindset. Mm-hmm. It's a mindset. It's not just, we're just going to do it. No, it's like, man, I can't wait to go out there and see if it works. He's telling me if I punch at the ball, it's going to come out. And if I run full speed to the football and really violently hit somebody, it's going to work out great. I want to do that, and it's contagious. So, it's been great. But without the pressure, think about it. When we had a little lull in takeaways, we had 0 pressure. Or not 0, but not enough, and then it changes when you get pressure. So I think Anthony figured that out. Again, I'll give him credit for going back to the bare bones after the letdown in Houston and just saying, hey, man, I got to figure this out. And he did. He's figured it out. So got to keep showing it this week. Got to look, come on. It's Breece Hall, very good, no doubt. Other than that, Cook, really, if you let him do anything, you should maybe not get dinner tomorrow or Sunday night. You might have to eat soup or something.
Go to bed without dinner.
No, you go to bed without dinner. If you let that Cook guy get cooking, I tell you right now. No, but you should hammer him, right? I mean, he has no experience. I know what Anthony said earlier, and I respect that. He held pretty good for a young guy. He will have a week, but we know how to attack these guys. I tell you, when Campanelli puts that 6 or 7 up there, and you don't know who's coming, and by the way, they do a great job of disguising it, because a lot of times guys, like I know a lot of inside backers will walk up to the line and they're dropping out every time.
Yeah.
They don't come. Like it's not called, but they're trying to fake it. And the line's like, you're not fooling anybody. But when you start lining up and then you're bringing 3 over here or 4 from this side or 2 over here, and next thing you're like, wait, they really could come. Now it's not like, they're just going to drop out. So that's Petrez. He puts that in front of the young quarterback. That guy should be spinning. I mean, his head should be freaking out, and then hit him a few times. Then he's going to be like I'm in a tornado.
Former Jets quarterback Sam Darnold. Yeah, it is kind of crazy. The Jaguars have really been dealing with injuries at almost every position group outside of maybe quarterback and running back. And I suppose like kicker, but knock on wood. But for the most part, they've been able to plug and play when guys go down, and that next man up mentality. And now obviously the team is starting to get healthier, and hope that continues.
The floor has risen.
That's right. The floor has risen. All right. Time now for Lauren's Lane.
Now, Lauren's Lane. Opened up by Closets by Design. Imagine your home totally organized.
All right, what's driven into Lauren's Lane today? A new hire by Florida head coach John Sumrall. So right now he's hired his defensive coordinator, Brad White from Kentucky, his offensive coordinator, Buster Faulkner, who had one of the best offenses in all of the country at Georgia Tech. He's hired his defensive line coach and really rehired him because he was already at Florida, and Gerald Chapman. And now offensive line coach Phil Troutwine, who Gators fans know quite well, 2-time national champion. And people have been wanting Phil Troutwine to return to Florida and be an offensive line coach for a while now. And so John Sumrall continues to hire not his friends, but really good coaches, both coordinators and assistants. And we found out last night all of the SEC schedule, but the Florida one, I'll just run through it quickly. Florida begins things with FAU on September 5th, and then the week later, Campbell. So that should be
the soup company. They got a football team.
Yeah, you just told people they had to eat soup for dinner. Campbell's got to make them soup.
I knew it. See how it all comes together on this show.
That's right. Florida then goes on the road at Auburn, then home against Ole Miss, so that one should be interesting. At Missouri, home against South Carolina, at Texas. So if you're keeping track, that's the third time Florida's played Texas. And Texas has been in the SEC only 3 years. And then against Georgia in Atlanta, because of obviously the lower capacity that will be here in Jacksonville. Then Oklahoma at home, at Kentucky, home against Vanderbilt, at Florida State. So some obviously really difficult games there.
Yeah.
You talk about, I mean, even Vanderbilt at this point in time, but in Oklahoma,
and
Georgia,
that stretch right there,
Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, obviously we don't know what Ole Miss is going to be next year. We don't know what Auburn's going to be next year. Those are different coaches. Kentucky will have a different coach as well, but just
Florida will as well. So.
Right.
Florida, obviously.
Just keep naming them.
A new coach there as well.
Yep.
And from college football to high school football, Reigns takes on Northwestern tonight for the state championship at 7:30. So come on, Reigns. Bring that title back to Jax. And obviously we talked about it earlier in the week. Reigns lost 41-0 to Northwestern in the state title last year, so it's a revenge game.
Revenge game for
No
sure.
doubt.
Let's go.
Reigns versus the world. Let's go.
I love it. All right, today's Terminix Pest of the Day. On the other side, keep it right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
From the Queen Law Group Studios.
Helmets and heels.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnik Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnik's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnik. For 3 generations, Nimnik has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right, and they give a bunch back to the community. Visit NimnikBuickGMC.com today to learn more, or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here of Helmets and Heels. The Chick-fil-A Peppermint Chip Milkshake is a holiday tradition that's back for another season. Hand-spun the old-fashioned way, this festive peppermint-flavored milkshake is made with Chick-fil-A ice cream dessert and features chips of crunchy peppermint bark. It's minty, merry, and topped with whipped cream and cherry when served in stores. Order in the Chick-fil-A app today.
Helmets and heels.
Sipping on a Crown Royal Friday.
Rick Ballou here with the congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, Whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, johnautomotivejacks.com.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
The holidays are around the corner, and the last thing you want is a septic emergency. Call Duck Rooter and schedule your septic tank pump out or full system inspection. 904-862-6769. That's 904-862-6769.
Looking for a great place to enjoy some craft creations and soak up some scenery? Fernandina's Mocama Beer Company is a must-see and must-try. Nassau County knows it. Visitors need to find out about it. Mocama means near the big water where the sun is born. And if you visit their tap room in Fernandina Beach, you'll see how they've mastered equal parts precision and art in creating great flavors from IPAs to Pilsners, lagers, and sours, plus plenty more. Mocama.com, Mocama Beer Company. Start an adventure and find them in Fernandina.
Checkmate. I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, adorable mascot for Checkmate Coatings.
If you're thinking of refinishing your garage floor, there's two things you need to know about us. My family has been in the concrete coatings industry for more than 40 years.
And I was drawn 6 months ago by an artist in New Jersey.
Why is that even relevant?
Well, you said 40 years experience, so I had to give them something.
Over the years, we've worked closely with major manufacturers to develop a multi-layer application process that creates beautiful, durable, and long-lasting floors.
So even decades from now, your garage floor will look as gorgeous as it did the day it was installed.
Experience?
Check. Durable?
Check. Decades of experience making garage floors gorgeous? Checkmate.
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
This is the home of the Florida Gators. Get your Gators hoops on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
1, 2, 3, my baby don't mess around because she loves me so.
Hey, it all, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Time now for today's Terminix Pest of the Day, as always brought to you by our friends at Terminix. They came out to our house yesterday, and I have to tell you, Titus does such a great job. We had ants in our pantry. He took everything out of the pantry to make sure he got right down to where those ants were coming from, put everything back in the pantry, and honestly, it was more organized than the way I do it, which is saying something, because he does not live there. So great job by Titus and our friends at Terminix. They also take care of Everbank Stadium, ViStar Ballpark, ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, and all of your favorite event venues around town. The pest of the day is actually going to be Cam Newton. I could have gone with Raheem Morris after last night, but Cam Newton saying it was a slap to his face that he did not get a call from the Colts when Phillip Rivers did. Cam, your day is done, my friend. And you know what? I feel like, yes, you're a younger quarterback. I think he's 36, what have you. But at the same time, Phillip Rivers obviously knew the offense quite well. The last year that Cam played was 2021.
Yeah.
And
he was
Phillip
0-5, by the way.
Correct. He was 0-5. Phillip Rivers, I think, was 11-5. Yeah, his final season. If you believe that wins and losses are a quarterback stat, which certainly we don't always believe that they are. But yeah, I just feel like Cam Newton always tries to make everything about him. And at this point in time, just be like, yeah, kudos to Phillip Rivers and good luck. And we'll see what happens as the 44-year-old takes on, again, the Seahawks defense.
Well, I think it's the familiarity with the system, for you know what I mean? So you don't have to teach anything, and he can jump right in. They said his arm is still lively, so as long as you can protect him, which, you know, they have a decent O-line, although we kind of beat him up front. Yeah. You know, we exposed him. Good call there, but you know who knows? But Cam's Cam.
Yeah.
I mean, he's entertaining to me. I don't have a problem with Cam, and he was a heck of a QB, I thought, at least for a period of time in the NFL.
He was one of the, obviously dual threat, but he was one of the bigger quarterbacks
Oh my
that was
gosh.
very successful. And
Yeah.
and really in his kind of era, you didn't see as many quarterbacks take off and run. The
No
way
doubt.
He did.
He was
And
one of
so,
the first.
Yeah, I feel like
at that height.
Yeah, at that size. Yeah, obviously Michael Vick was a phenomenal
Right.
dual threat quarterback, but yeah, and it feels like he was a little ahead of his time almost. I mean, we saw Colin Kaepernick obviously also dual threat quarterback,
Yeah.
but now almost if you don't move, you're probably not going to start for long.
Yeah. No, that's part of the game today. You
Oh,
gotta,
big
gotta be able to move. And that's part that makes him better. I mean, you think of all the QBs, that even Mahomes, when he takes off and runs, I mean, that's a weapon and a half. Josh Allen, same. Jalen Hurts, same. Trevor Lawrence, same. I mean, you go down the list, you have to look at Herbert last week. He had to run a ton. He didn't throw for a bunch of yards the last game they
With
were
a
out.
broken hand.
With the
surgically repaired hand.
Yeah, yeah. So, you got to be part of that game. But, we'll see what Phil can do, man. We'll see. It's hard to, even though he's got a lively arm, the timing of the weapons and the speed and just.
Right. He's never thrown to these players.
No. So, but I will say it's interesting because your pick is with that spread. And you're like, Phil's either going to crash and burn, or he's going to be. We're going to be like, holy cow, like a Joe Flacco for a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll happen in the first game because it's the first game, but you think he's either going to crash and burn really bad, or it's going to be something where like,
oh, here
wow,
we go.
this
Like
is
a
pretty
Flacco,
awesome.
like a Flacco moment.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know what's so interesting? I was looking at the other day. Right now, at this point in time, and we've said this a few times, like if the playoffs started today, but still,
I do
right
that every
now,
week.
Lamar Jackson's not in the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes is not in the playoffs. Joe Burrow is not in the playoffs. And then you go to the NFC: Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff not in the playoffs. Dak Prescott not in the playoffs. Jaden Daniels not in the playoffs. Like the quarterbacks we're talking about that right now, and honestly, a lot of these are already looking like they probably really won't make the playoffs.
the
Some
Commanders
there's still
and
a little
Bengals,
bit of a chance, but it's wild to look at that.
It really is. Speaking of quarterbacks, Raiders are going to start Kenny Pickett because Geno Smith has a shoulder injury, and that would be starting against former Eagles team, obviously for Pickett.
That's right.
Yeah, that should be interesting.
Yeah.
Philly needs to get back onto the,
Oh, yeah.
the
I
track
think
here.
they've
man.
had a
They've
rough
fallen
time.
off the rails a little bit. If they want to, and I don't think Dallas is totally out. Do you think they're totally out? I mean,
I don't think Dallas. I mean,
mean-
Dallas is 6-6,
Yeah.
and then obviously Philly's 8-5. So Dallas is two
They gotta
games
go on a
back
run
from
for
that.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Interesting.
yeah, it's not like it's totally out of the question.
Yeah.
I guess it also, I don't know what do they play.
We
each
got some
other?
really good games this weekend, man. It's gonna be fun, to watch the ones we can watch. But the NFL, they once again do it right. Really important games with history behind them.
Yep.
Even depending on the game.
Ravens Bengals is an interesting one.
Yeah,
just
I think
because-
I think Toe Burrow's gonna upset him. I
let's
do.
do
I think
it.
Toe's gonna get it done.
We deserve more Toe Burrow.
His name's Toe from now on. I love
The
it.
comments from Joe Burrow this week were really interesting, and they put up a graphic on ESPN of like a side by side with Andrew Luck and Joe Burrow as far as they've been sacked similarly.
Yeah.
And as we all know, Andrew Luck retired early. Joe Burrow said, I'm not having fun anymore. I think it was probably more of a message that he was sending to the Bengals organization, like you've got to protect
Fix this.
me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if the Bengals play up to their level, probably without Trey Hendrickson, they can absolutely beat the Ravens. Like 2 months ago, I wouldn't have thought that, but the Ravens have not been nearly as good as I thought they would be.
No.
And Lamar's been dealing, obviously, with injury almost for the majority of the season, too. And Lamar is one of those guys that does rely on his leg. We've seen his arm get better and better throughout his NFL career, but he's able to do so much with his legs that the people have to focus so much on that I do think that opens up the passing game. On your note, Lauren, real quick before we talk to Hayes, they were talking about the Cincinnati, where they've ranked in pass protection since Joe Burrow's been there. And it's 29th, 30th, 27th, 32nd, 28th.
Is that bad?
Not good.
Not good at all. All right, let's say hello to the Frenchie Show.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Hayes, if you could only watch Bills, Patriots, or Packers, Broncos, which game would you choose?
I guess you'd have to go with the Broncos since the Jaguars are going to
Play them
see them in a
next.
week. So little scouting report, but both great games. It's been as much as I've hated the college football season, the NFL season has been a 10 out of 10.
No doubt.
I mean, it has just been awesome. And this weekend's slate looks like it'll give us another great round of entertainment.
Yeah,
So,
Colts Seahawks is another one. I mean, just so intriguing as to what's going to happen with that Indianapolis team.
absolutely. And, all these races are really tight. So, and look, you can't take anything for granted. Look at Tampa Bay.
Right.
Their season has unraveled in 5 days.
Yeah.
They've lost to a 2-win Saints team and a 4-win Atlanta team. And they'll be lucky to hold off the Panthers now.
Yeah.
And so you got to, in regards to the Jags, you're a big favorite. That doesn't mean anything, as we all know. But, I mean, you got to go out there and get it done. So there are some great games, but this league will throw a curveball at you, and hopefully that curveball is not coming in Jacksonville Sunday at 4 o'clock.
You got that right. Phil Troutline, offensive line
Huge
coach
hire.
for the Gators.
The staff that John Sumrall is assembling is magnificent. Troutwine is one of the best offensive line coaches in the country. He's an excellent recruiter. That has been a position. That was one of the only positions that Billy Napier and his staff never really were able to get the elite guy along the offensive line. And so obviously if John Sumrall and Phil Troutwine can elevate the recruiting at that position and the development, they'll be off and running. So yeah, I mean he's made 4 staff hires that we're aware of, and he's 4 for 4. I mean, it's exciting. I don't know what John Sumrall will ultimately be, but the early returns are just phenomenal. So hopefully it'll continue. We'll get to all that coming up on the Frangie Show. Pete Prisco will join us at 5:15 to talk Jags and NFL, and I caught up with Jacoby Myers in the locker room today. Yep. So we'll hear from Jacoby and
BFFs now.
We're getting there. Hey, I'm doing my part. I don't know how Jacoby feels, but anyway. So you guys have a great weekend. Thanks so much.
All right, thanks, Hayes. All right, yeah, that's gonna be a fun one on Sunday. Hopefully for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Get down to the bank. I was hearing Frank talk about it yesterday, and I didn't even think about it this way, but I'm going to say regular season because playoff home, 2 more, and then it's limited capacity next year, and you're away. So get down to the bank and have some fun.
Yeah, and as we get closer to playoffs, people will be going.
Oh yeah,
they'll be going. So if your chance is now, it might be now.
Yeah, and it is going to be gorgeous. Hopefully the Jaguars absolutely dominate the Jets like they did the Colts a week ago, just with much better weather. All right, that'll do it for us today. For Taylor Dahl, for Tom McManus, for RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks. These heels are made for talking. We will talk to you on Monday, but don't go anywhere. The Frangie Show is next. Keep it right here on 1010XL 92.5